Best Buy, Target, and so forth.
All right, let's go to the phones. Talk to Marcus. Marcus, you're on the Pat Campbell Show with Jack Thompson.
Hey, how you doing, Pat? Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
Hey, yeah, I don't know. It seems like this whole subject is, seems like you're taking a anthill and making it into a mountain.
How so?
This is America, and we have freedom of speech, freedom of choice. I know that this isn't a game for kids, and kids should not be playing this.
That's
but
the point.
It really is the parents' responsibility to watch what the kids are doing, monitor what their kid, who they're hanging out with, things like that. I mean,
okay, sir, let me ask you this. Let's say a 14-year-old goes into 7-Eleven, puts down his cash, and buys 2 6-packs of beer and walks out with them without even being asked to show his ID. Do you think there's any culpability on the part of 7-Eleven?
Well, yes, that's
okay,
alcohol.
That's what's going on here. If you don't see, here's what the First Amendment. This is what you mentioned. First Amendment says that the right of the people to petition their government for a redress of grievances shall not be abridged. How do they petition their government? They persuade their legislators to pass laws, and one of the laws that's on the books in Oklahoma is a sexual material harmful to minors statute. You can't sell adult entertainment to children. Why? Because it's harmful to them. Because you shouldn't have kids seeing interactive depictions and, in fact, being able to engage in virtual cunnilingus and fellatio, which is what you're able to do in this game.
Absolutely.
Well, then how do you disagree with me?
How do I disagree with you is where do you draw the line?
Where a jury draws the line.
Slingshots are dangerous, and I had a slingshot, and I almost, popped my younger brother's eye out. Should we
it's
ban
a crime.
Off slingshots? I mean, of course it's dangerous.
Sir, hang on. There are various categories of products that are for adults or rated for adults that cannot legally be sold to children. One of them is slingshots. Did you know that? That you can't sell a slingshot to someone under 18. You also can't sell a firearm to someone under 18, nor alcohol, nor tobacco, nor pornography that falls into this category. It's up to a jury to decide when it comes to this type material if it's harmful to minors. And I must tell you, this stuff is so graphic in this game that I can't tell you on the air with the fullness of a description what is on the game without violating FCC standards.
And getting me fined.
And getting Pat in trouble.
Let's go to the phones.
Yeah.
Let's take another call. Let's go to Joe. Joe, you're on the Pat Campbell Show with Jack Thompson.
Hi, how you doing, Pat?
Good.
How about yourself, Jack?
I'm pretty excited because I think we're going to get some very bad people behind bars eventually. I think Strauss-Zelnick is going to have to trade in his $800 Armani suits for an orange jumpsuit.
I was listening to that last caller, and they were talking about the fact that the company is culpable if someone sells them a 12-pack of beer, and that's not true. The company is not culpable. The person who sold it is culpable.
Sir, hang on. If the prosecutor can show a corporate practice, a pattern of intentionally enabling the point-of-sale clerk to do this, then I'm sorry, you're incorrect. There is a culpability, a criminal culpability that goes up the ladder. And in fact, what we have are racketeering laws that if you establish a pattern of that type of activity as a corporate practice, then it goes all the way into the corporate boardroom. And that's what's being done here. These guys are putting ads for this game out on, for example, WWE wrestling programs on Monday and Friday nights. And I know because I have a teenager who gets to watch some portions of those shows. And there are the Grand Theft Auto ads. They have had to remove from this game so it can even be sold to adults in Australia and New Zealand. Adults, think of that. The sexual material that they are now keeping in the game here that's being sold to minors here. That's how bad this company is.
Let's take another call here. Let's go to David. You're on the Pat Campbell Show with Jack Thompson. David, question, please.
Hi, this is David again. I just wanted to say here that, since 2005, there's been a really long history of these anti-video gaming bills actually getting stricken down by courts in violation of the First Amendment.
The sexual material harmful to minor statutes haven't been struck down, sir, and that means you can't buy a book, a magazine, or buy a ticket to a movie or buy a video game that has sexual material in it like this without running afoul of a criminal law that's already on the books and has been held constitutional since 1978.
Let's go to the phones, talk to Patrice. Patrice, you're on the Pat Campbell Show with Jack Thompson.
Hi, I just want to say thank you very much.
Finally, a woman. Women always get this.
Well,
Go ahead,
Patrice. I am tired of seeing the videos of children beating up children, children shooting up schools, and the parents thinking, oh my gosh, what happened? Well, hello, you're letting your children buy garbage, and these people and companies are making so much money on the heartache.
Patrice,
yes,
excellent point, because here's the deal. If people want to really get a hold of what the societal responsibility and consequence here is, Cho, the guy who killed 32 people at Virginia Tech, trained on Counter-Strike Half-Life, a murder simulation game that Robert Steinhauser, before him in Germany, killed 16, which until Virginia Tech was the worst school shooting in world history. So almost all of the school shooters, according to the FBI and Secret Service, have immersed themselves in violent entertainment, most notably interactive video games, in which you can rehearse doing these things. And Pat, we've had this discussion many times before, but not in Oklahoma. So let me just say this: the U.S. military, God bless them, and Senator Imhoff, he's from Oklahoma, right? He's been one of the great proponents of the military using video games to do two things: to suppress the inhibition to kill of new recruits, which is a good thing, because if you're a soldier, you got to be willing to pull the trigger, but also the use of video games to train you how to kill. In other words, to give you scenarios and methodologies on how to kill. And the virtual reality video games are the best way Senator Inhofe and the U.S. Congress and the Army and the other branches of the military have found to do that. So if the military has figured this out, then why should it surprise us that it has that same effect, suppression of the willingness of the inhibition to kill, and also imparting scenarios and methods on how to kill to civilian population?
You know, it's funny, Jack, too, and my oldest son, who is still young yet but wants to go into the military, I took him to an exhibition where the Marines were there.
Right.
And they had a video game. He got to hold a real M16 that didn't fire bullets.
Right.
But it fired at the screen, and it's used as a real tool with real military personnel to desensitize to killing, to increase proficiency, and to provide you with real life scenarios. And he thought it was the coolest thing ever. And
it is cool.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, the military gives you some ethics. About when to pull the trigger. But here's the thing we haven't talked about in the Grand Theft Auto games. The bad guys are the good guys.
Yep.
If you kill all the police, you win.
After you have virtual sex with your prostitute, if you kill her, you get bonus points.
You get bonus.
I mean,
points.
what kind of family values is that teaching? Well, Jack, hold that thought. I got to do a news break here at the bottom of the hour.
Sure.
More from my guest, Attorney Jack Thompson. Your call's coming up 460-1170, 460-1170. It's the Pat Campbell Show on Talk Radio 1170 KFAQ. Hey, Elvis, throw on the headphones here real quick. $8:34 here on Talk Radio 1170 KFAQ. You know, Elvis, I was talking about my son and getting a hold of the gun and doing the Marine video game. Over the weekend, I got to get you to help me out with this. I saw the most awesome obstacle course. It's got to be like a military training course or a police training course around Jasper and Peoria. Does anything ring a bell there? Would it be like a SWAT training place?
Is that SWAT, Lori? Lori would know.
It is so cool. It's got like monkey bars, 3 stories.
Is that the one in the schoolyard?
It's all fenced in.
Okay, I don't know that.
But it's got like monkey bars, 3 stories up.
You try to get in?
No, but my kids would go nuts and be like, oh, let me at it. Let me at it. So maybe instead of video games, we'll go to the
That's what you need to do.
The SWAT training course.
That's what you need to do.
Hey, if you're just tuning in, we're talking with a buddy of mine, Attorney Jack Thompson from Coral Gables, Florida, and we're talking about Grand Theft Auto 4, a game that's so sexually explicit. We can't even really